So as you guys know, King Charles is in the United States talking to President Trump, and all of this fanfare, pomp and circumstances happening right now. And it's being portrayed in a certain light where it's like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a state visit. People are talking. Everything's nice and friendly. But I believe that there's an argument or case to be made that something bigger is happening behind the scenes. And if you've done any research with regards to Trump, the deep state, and being released from this cabal network and control, we are seeing not only the 250th anniversary of the United States, but something bigger, meaning the freedom, the release from all of this that's happening right now. So I want to go over a couple of comms, something Dan Scavino said, many others, as it relates to Q, read over some of these things and just give you some insight into what commentary there is right now. And I believe that is fascinating. There are back channel communications happening right now that Trump and the team is talking to us about, and we're just not catching it. The first video I want to show you is from this guy, Fraser Jackson, who posted his experience walking through the Rose Garden where Revolutionary Guard soldiers are shown. And I believe this is a message, and this is what Ultra Magadine had to say. President Trump is a master at sending a message. President Trump purposely dressed our military in Continental Army gear from the Revolutionary War to have them standing at arms at the White House while King Charles is there. We've all learned that we have never freed ourselves from the rule of Great Britain and the monarchy. So I believe President Trump is sending a clear message to King Charles and the monarchy of Great Britain. We beat you once, now we beat you again. President Trump has taken back the White House, and now he's once again the true king of the castle in D.C. And look at what Dan Scavino posted. He said moments ago, 4 F-35s fly over the White House in honor of today's state visit by His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla. Welcome. Now, Dan Scavino posts a lot of comms as it relates to Q over many, many years. And a lot of people have decoded it. It's far from coincidence because the sheer number of connections and how some of the relevances, like the time stamps, the length of posts and videos and all that, correspond to these Q posts. And this is why many people decode this and say that it's far bigger and greater than the coincidence, because it's happened since Trump's first term. And the credibility to the level of insight that Q has given with regards to military level intelligence is without a shadow of a doubt, if you've studied it as long as I have and many others, that there is something going on behind the scenes. And they're giving back channel comms to us Anons that are trying to listen to see what's happening that is outside of public perception. And Dan Scavino reposted this on actually his personal page as well. But I want to take a look at 3 posts. And of course, this has been decoded by many people. First, this video is 14 seconds long. So it's post 14, post 4, and post 35. And again, what he says is very deliberate. He's telling us what's happening and giving us some encouragement. Post 4 says, some of us come here to drop crumbs, just crumbs. POTUS is 100% insulated. Any discussion suggesting he's even a target is false. POTUS will not be addressing nation on any of these issues as people begin to be indicted and must remain neutral for pure optical reasons. To suggest this is the plan is false and should be common sense. Focus on military intelligence / state secrets, and why might that be used versus any 3-letter agency? What Supreme Court decision opened the door for a sitting president to activate? What must be shown? Why is POTUS surrounded by generals? Again, there are more good people than bad, so have faith. This was a hostile takeover from an evil, corrupt network of players, not just Democrats. Don't fool yourself into thinking Obama, Soros, Ross, Clintons have more power than present-day POTUS. Operation Mockingbird patriots are in control. Sit back and watch the show. Now, it's interesting because those 4 jets flew over while it was in that Rose Garden over the White House during that ceremony and the presentation with King Charles. And then, of course, post 14, where the video is 14 seconds long. This is very ironic. This picture, George Washington crossing the Delaware during the Revolutionary War. Post says CSI military intelligence. What is state secrets and how upheld in the Supreme Court? What must be completed to engage military intelligence over other 3-letter agencies? What must occur to allow for civilian trials? Why is this relevant? What was Flynn's background? Why is this relevant? Why did Admiral R, why did ADM R meet Trump privately without authorization or auth? Why does POTUS know where the bodies are buried? Why does POTUS have the goods on most bad actors? Was Trump asked to run for president? Why? By who? Was HRC next in line? Was the election supposed to be rigged? Did good people prevent the rigging? Why did POTUS form a panel to investigate? Has POTUS ever made a statement that did not become proven as true fact? What is POTUS in control of? What is the one organization left that isn't corrupt? Why does the military play such a vital role? Why is POTUS surrounded by highly respected generals? Who guards former presidents? Why is that relevant? Who guards HRC? Why is Antifa allowed to operate? Why hasn't the MB been classified as a terrorist organization? What happens if Soros-funded operations get violent and engage in domestic terrorism? What happens if mayors/police commanders, chiefs do not enforce the law? What authority does POTUS have specifically over the Marines? Why is this important? What is Mueller's background? Military. Was Trump asked to run for president with assurances made by preventing tampering? How is POTUS always 5 steps ahead? Who is helping POTUS? And then lastly, post 35, POTUS will be well insulated/protected on Air Force One and abroad. Specific locations classified while these operations are conducted due to the nature of the entrenchment. It is time to take back our country and make America great again. Let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity, and return power to the people. Now, again, this is in relation to this ceremony, something else happening behind the scenes, the freedom, the release of the entrenchment or of this control from whoever these black hat people are. It is our hope that this message reaches enough people to make a meaningful impact. We cannot yet telegraph this message through normal methods for reasons I'm sure everyone here can understand. Follow the questions from the previous threads and remain calm. The primary targets are within DC and remain at the top on both sides. The spillover in the streets will be quickly shut down. Look for more false flags. Stay alert, be vigilant, and above all, please pray. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Love is patient, love is kind. God bless my fellow Americans. And look at some of the commentary made by Ultra Magadine. He said, we have been told we are fighting another revolutionary war like 1776 to get free from the monarchy in the city of London and their banking system. So what better time than now while King Charles is in our home turf again, just as Great Britain's army was when George Washington crossed the Delaware in 1776 in the Battle of Trenton, which was a turning point in the Revolutionary War on our way to independence. And what better time than now with King Charles in his town representing Great Britain, the monarchy in the city of London and their banking cabal, all while the world is watching. And I want to show a couple of things from this White House dinner that King Charles and Trump were both at. They both spoke briefly. And now you can watch this on your own time. And there's just a lot of, again, regular sort of professional just etiquette around this. But look at some of the language with regards to something new happening, something being renewed and just going forward.
Anyway, I'm so glad we have an important opportunity at this critical time to renew those bonds of history and friendship between our nations and our peoples. Tonight, we are here to renew an indispensable alliance which has long been a cornerstone of prosperity and security for both British and American citizens. Our people have fought and fallen together in defense of the values we cherish.
Again, King Charles said twice, renew, and talked about the future and just this new thing that's going to happen. And then later presented him with this original bell from the HMS Trump, and just a lot of significance there with lineage and heritage and all that stuff, as well as a toast. And so, again, some of this stuff just looks ordinary, but I believe with Dan Scavino and just some of the hidden comms, as well as other historical things going on here, there's something more than just the 250 years. We are being given some preview into the release of the U.S. and even the world from this cabal network and just the ties we have, and that we're going to see certain takedowns happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And also, if you guys want to support me, it is the end of the month. We're trying to reach our financial goal. You guys know that I'm listener supported. I'm also doing a lot of work behind the scenes trying to fundraise, and we haven't met that goal yet. So if you guys want to help me out, my link is down below, givesendgo.com/chrisyoonyt in the description. I also have PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.